Welcome to the Industrial Talk Podcast with Scott MacKenzie. Scott is a passionate industry professional dedicated to transferring cutting-edge, industry-focused innovations and trends while highlighting the men and women who keep the world moving. So put on your hard hat, grab your work boots, and let's go.
All right, once again, thank you very much for joining Industrial Talk, and thank you for your continued support of a platform that celebrates industry professionals all around the world. You are bold, brave, you dare greatly, you innovate, you collaborate. You solve problems each and every day. You're making the world a better place. That's why we celebrate you on Industrial Talk. We are broadcasting on site, IoT Solutions World Congress, Barcelona, Spain. If you are not here, you need to be here next year. Put this on your calendar. You will not be disappointed in a big way because it's just a collection of problem solvers that are dedicated to help you succeed. How about that? Put that on a bumper sticker. All right, in the hot seat, we have a gentleman by the name of David Keefe. Eink is the company. And you're saying to yourself, Scott, what is that all about? Ha ha ha. That's why we are talking on this podcast. Let's get it cracking. How you doing, Dave?
I'm good, thanks, Scott. How are you?
I'm well. Hey, you having a good conference?
Yeah, very good, thank you, yes.
Why?
Well, it actually is. There's quite a lot of customers here. There's a lot going on. And we're launching our e-paper alliance in Europe. So, yeah, it's been pretty good.
Alliance. That's electronic paper, if I
Correct, yes.
put that together.
That's right, yeah.
E-paper alliance. Well, before we get into that conversation, give us a little background on who you are.
Okay, yeah. My name's David Keefe. I manage sales in Europe for Eink. For those that don't know Eink, we invented what we call e-paper. And I guess that's probably most famously known for the screens on the Kindles, on e-readers.
Shut the front door.
Yeah, afraid so.
I didn't know that.
So that's an e-paper screen, and we invented that technology, and we build displays that are used in e-readers and e-notes, pretty much all of them around the world.
I didn't know that. That's spectacular. Why? Tell me about why is there's a special way of I'm able to see it. I'm all over the place here. You got a book. I'm looking at a book. It's paper. You read it. But how do you, in essence, take that e-ink it's ink.
E-ink is
E-ink, right?
Refer to the company.
It's like e, and be able to create that sort of digital version of ink.
It's magic.
It is, because I look at it, I'm going, nah, that's just great stuff.
It's remarkably easy to describe, I hope.
I hope too.
But rather more difficult to achieve in practice. Basically, think of a black ball and a white ball held in a clear liquid. And the balls are electrically charged. And when you apply a field, you either attract or repel these balls. So if you want to see black, you attract the black particle. If you want to see white, you repel the black and attract the white. So these black and white balls are held or printed into a plastic film. When we apply an electric field, then you see the characters move. You see black and you see white, and it's as simple as that. So we have a clever bit of electronics, which is very similar to what's found
But it's
in
easy on the eyes.
Yeah, because it's reflective. So there's no, like on your phone, you get that bright light that comes through. Ours doesn't work like that. Ours works like paper. So it's actually easier to read in bright light because it bounces off and reflects back to your eye. So it's just it almost, well, you've seen a Kindle, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I have one.
It looks like paper, and in effect, it is almost paper because it's working the same physical mechanism of bouncing light off the screen, and the light is either absorbed or reflected depending on if it's a black or white particle that it hits.
With this e-paper alliance, explain to us a little bit about that.
So it's not particularly new technology. The technology itself actually spun out of MIT in Boston, and that was in the late 90s. So we've been working on this for over 20 years. And as I said, it's kind of one of those things easy to describe, difficult to build, especially at volume in practice. And so, sorry, what's the question?
It's e-paper alliance.
Oh, the alliance. Sorry.
Yeah,
So,
because I get the Kindle, I get the use case for the Kindle, I get it. I'm looking at what are why the alliance, what are the applications, where do you see it going? What's exploding?
Well, you look at a show like this today, and there's hundreds of suppliers, all in different parts of the supply chain. So we can't do everything ourselves. We're building, if you're building an e-reader, we only do one part of that. It's an important part, but it's one part. You have to have a full supply chain. We have to have people that do electronics and people that do assembly and people that do, et cetera, et cetera. So our goal really is to obviously, enable the adoption of this technology, move it out into other areas. And so we need partners, silicon partners, assembly partners to work in that. So this is building an ecosystem or a bunch of partners that will work together, all with the goal of increasing the adoption of e-paper. And that's what we're launching this today at this show is the e-paper alliance within Europe.
Give me a use case outside of the Kindle. I got it. Yep. Outside of the Kindle.
Outside the Kindle, there's hundreds. Just walking around here. So there's this is an IoT show.
Yeah.
There's an awful lot of vendors for LoRaWAN, which is a communication protocol, very low power, very low bandwidth. Numerous sensors are using Eink screens because Eink is a very low power technology. It's basically what we call bistable. So when you switch the power off, the image stays there. So it's a perfect fit for IoT applications. We're used in outdoor signage because it's reflective. It looks better in bright light. It's almost the opposite of LCD, so it's great for outdoor signage applications, mobile applications, battery-powered applications, anything that needs low power, good readability, that kind of stuff.
What's the alternative?
The alternative really is paper, to be honest with you. So that's kind of a challenge. Sometimes, we're technology or from a sales perspective, we're competing against paper. Which obviously has thousands of years ahead of us, but that's kind of what we're going against.
But like the TV screen right here, that's different.
That's different.
And so you have, I see monitors, right? I see the monitors, computer monitors, all of that stuff. Can that be converted into sort of that e-ink?
Yes, you can. In theory, yes. Yeah.
Because it seems easier on the eyes. It just makes sense.
Yeah, it is. It's just that. It might not be, sometimes there's a great fit for every technology. LCD, it's ubiquitous. We all use it everywhere.
Absolutely.
We're not going to be using, E-Ink has some limitations, but it has some great advantages. And, every product has its niche. E-Ink, as we develop the technology, it's expanding its applications and the range of where it can be used. You're not going to have a TV made of E-Ink. You're not going to have an LCD laptop with primarily an e-ink screen. It's slower to refresh, so it's not very good at video speeds. But if you're only showing images, that change every few seconds or every few minutes or every few hours, it's absolutely perfect. And a lot of signage, for example, is like that. Some of the signage around here will change, only on a daily basis. So you don't need a big power-hungry display like that. So think of it as changing posters and paper and things.
So it's from an energy consumption, it's more efficient.
Massively, yeah.
No way.
Massively more efficient. Yeah. That's why your Kindle
can last forever.
Can last for 2 months or something. Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
I never knew that.
And that's because the screen is what we call bistable. So when the power goes off, the image stays there. So we only consume power when the image is changed. So that's why your Kindle lasts a month. It's like why one of our biggest markets now is what we call electronic shelf labeling, and that's replacing the paper price labels in grocery stores and DIY stores. It's very popular technology in Europe. It's starting to gain traction in the US. I think Walmart are just starting to use the technology.
I've seen it.
Yeah. And then so they have batteries in, they last 5, 6, 7 years, and it's because it uses our technology. and a very low power communication protocol.
I'm dazzled. It's dazzling.
It's cool stuff, yeah.
It is cool
It
stuff.
is quite cool stuff, yeah.
How does, when I see Eink, how long has that been in business?
Well, as I said, the technology originally came out of MIT.
Yeah,
in Boston. And I think it was kind of spun off around the late 90s, like 97, 98.
Shut the front door.
And, we spent quite a while developing that technology, as you do, as startups. And we hit the big time, really, with, I think, Sony launched the first e-reader in, I think, 2004. And then the Kindle was launched in 2007. And that's when we kind of had, this massive trajectory.
There's so many things I take for granted.
Yeah.
I just didn't know.
Yeah.
Where do you see it going?
Good question. I mean, we're working on many fronts. Primarily, one of the main drivers is adding color, because Kindle is predominantly just black and white.
Yeah.
So as I say now, our biggest market is for this shelf labeling in stores. That uses a 3-color product, primarily black, white, and red or yellow. But we've now just launched our Spectra 6 product, which is what we call, full color is not correct, but it's like a 6, 7, 8 color. So it has primary colors that you can then mix to create the illusion of full color. So we're really moving from black and white to pretty much full color now.
Right.
And then, of course, that opens up new opportunities in indoor signage, with advertising,
yes,
and information displays and things like that.
And that's why you need the alliance.
And that's why, exactly.
There it is.
Right.
It came full circle.
Yeah.
I'm a better person because of you. Son of a gun. How do people get a hold of you?
I'm on LinkedIn, so yeah, easy to find through there.
You're active?
Yeah, pretty much so.
And you were wonderful. I enjoyed this conversation.
Good. Thanks, Scott.
Your partners. God, that's a high hurdle. You were fantastic.
Thank you. Yeah, it's interesting. It's a great area. It's interesting technology.
Yeah. All right, listeners, we're going to have all the contact information for David out on Industrial Talk. Just go out to industrialtalk.com, find out more, reach out to this gent. He will not disappoint. Big time. Very intriguing technology. Eink, the company. Fantastic. All right. We are broadcasting once again from Barcelona. It is the IoT Solutions World Congress. It is an event that you need to attend. Take it from me. You need to attend. We're going to wrap it up on the other side. Stay tuned. We will be right back. David Keefe. That's Keefe. Eink. That's Eink. Incredible solutions. I really enjoyed that conversation. I take it for granted. Now I go to stores, and there are stores out there all over the world. This was in Barcelona. You're using the Eink solution for tagging, for pricing goods and services. It's pretty cool. It's interesting. All right, we're building a platform Industrial Talk. You have a podcast, you want greater attention, think about putting it on Industrial Talk. It's there for you. We're all about education. We're all about collaboration. And, of course, we're all about innovation. And it's all here. You want to be on the podcast? Go out to Industrial Talk. It's just everything's right there. Go out to industrialtalk.com. Find out more. Reach out to me. Let's have a conversation. We'd love to hear from you. All right, be bold, be brave. Dare greatly. I say it all the time. Hang out with David. Change the world. We're going to have another great conversation coming from IoT Solutions World Congress shortly.